everyone back to a brand new segment right here in Allspark Reviews. I know I've been a little busy just now and I've not done any new toy reviews, but it doesn't mean I haven't got ones lined up, boxed, sealed, ready to be unboxing to let you see if it's worth getting or if it's worth missing out. So, as always, folks, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. We're nearly at 50 subs. If we get to the 50 sub mark, I'll do an unboxing of one of my G1 reissues I managed to pick up as a big treat for everyone, and including myself because they're still in the box. But the most important thing I wanted to talk about, and it didn't come much of a surprise last week when I heard the news. It didn't surprise me whatsoever. Back in February, they were talking about the Transformers movie franchise, or the cinematic universe Paramount Pictures wanted to talk about, and it's basically been taken off the calendar. They'd rather concentrate on G.I. Joe and other franchises. But what about Transformers? Now, let's be honest with ourselves here and think logically about this, right? Last week, that is it. That was it. It's done. It looks like, say, 90% it's done. We're never going to get anything resolved from the end of Transformers 5, which I think is a shame, because now they're expanding of the lore in Transformers movies. The way they're done it, a question, but they were doing it to make this big cinematic universe. And this is the thing everyone's talking about now. Look at Marvel, Star Wars, DC, even Universal Monsters. And before I get into those cinematic universes, let's look at why these movies failed and who's to blame. And that's the problem, is who do you blame? Now, this isn't going to be like a video with a lot of slides or anything. It's personally just my take on it, how I feel about it. I've been wanting to do this video the last couple of days, and now's my chance to do it. So I'll give you my thoughts on it, and it's quite a sobering thought. Now, like many people my age that grew up in Transformers, G1 is the end all of everything. The 1986 movie, nothing can pass it. Even the live action ones. And that's fair enough, we're all entitled to our own opinion. But we've got to look at the positives the movie franchise did. When they announced it back in 2007 that Transformers are coming live action on the big screen, people were excited and introduced people to the Autobots and Decepticons that knew of Transformers but made them fall in love with it. Maybe even collecting or going back to watching previous cartoons just to get the lore of the saga, basically. 5 movies later, and you've got to look at, is it a success or is it a failure? I'd say after the third movie, they could do no wrong. And that's the problem. Now, where does the blame lie on this? Now, a lot of people is going to go right towards Michael Bay. Michael Bay ruined my childhood. Michael Bay done this. I'd put the blame, Paramount, Hasbro, Michael Bay and the writers. And it's no an easy task saying that, because if you're not in the movie industry, you don't know exactly what happens behind closed doors. So it's just, again, my take of how I felt on it. So if we start with the first movie, you could see what they went for. and they got like the main characters that people would know, recognise, and go, right, okay, that's Transformers. There you go, you're in the world of it. The problem, still to this day, I can still not watch the original live action movie. Michael Bay cannot properly shoot an action movie for some reason, and you think with all the action movies he's done, Transformers should have really been an easy one. And instead, what you've got with the cinematography is close-ups. You didn't feel like you're watching the battle. Like, I could see like he's making you feel like you're in the battle. But would you not rather watch Optimus Prime and Megatron scale back a bit so you can get to see how they're fighting? Stuff like that really bugged me. And then you had the poor writing, poor cast of like supporting characters, the human characters. Agent Simmons, that is all. But funnily enough, the same writing team was the writing team that done Revenge of the Fallen. And that, to me, was the worst culprit of the Transformers movie saga. The writers were the guys that also done the Star Trek movies, basically made Star Trek Into Darkness, just copy and paste Wrath of Khan. And one of them directed the Universal's Mummy with Tom Cruise. Yep. So, you've got to look at these elements of the first two movies, and why a lot of people were turned off from them. Now, as a fan, I loved it. I loved seeing the fact that like, my childhood's on the big screen. I finally get to see a Transformers movie on the big screen. I missed out because I was only one at the time with the 1986 movie. But obviously, like, cinemas and that have re-shown it due to the popularity these movies brought. And of course, they brought out toy lines, brought out TV series. Without these movies, Transformers go bigger than they ever were, probably. And that's a scary thing. And as much as, like, as fans, we can nitpick where these movies really annoyed us, you've got to see the positive they've done with the TV series, toys, games, everything. They've done a good job. But having still these elements of allowing Michael Bay to do certain things, the racist twins from Revenge of the Fallen says it all as well. You've got to then start looking at, well, what is the tone? At parts it's serious, at parts it's not. There's parts it's annoying, and the silly Michael Bay jokes in it as well, which kind of turned people off. But at the time, they raked in money. The first two movies raked in money regarding the, like, I'd even say the incompetence of the writers. I'm not a fan of those two guys. I know there's a lot of people that's not a fan of them. One YouTube channel I'm so fond of is Red Letter Media. They've announced it so many times. The genius of those two writers. And I felt then they kind of dropped the ball. Dark of the Moon, which a lot of people don't really give the credit it deserves, got a guy in that knew Transformers, taking elements, key scenes of the G1 cartoon, season 1 of all things, and implementing it in the movie. And it was fantastic. They'd done it right. They gave every robot its time on the screen. And that was the most important thing. It gave it its time on the screen, how to tell the story. The consequences were bigger. Everything worked. It worked. That's the thing. The fact they got Leonard Nimoy in to play Sentinel, and originally he was the original Galvatron, was fantastic. Dark of the Moon is the best Transformers movie in my opinion. I wanted to do a top 5, but as well, this basically is my top 5 in it as well. So at this point, with the Dark of the Moon, kind of looked like it finished the series. I was happy. Did it need a reboot so soon? No, it didn't. But I was happy. With that happening, You had fantastic games. Let's not count the movie games. Revenge of the Fallen game was okay, but take likes of the War and Fall of Cybertron, fantastic titles that came out in that time period, and gave us something back. At the time, the only Transformers games I remember was the Famicom exclusive Transformers title in Japan. Then you had the Beast Wars game, and then you had the Armada game, which is still fantastic to this day in the PlayStation 2. And to have all these other games was a gem. I'm a gamer, and to have all these was fantastic. Now, the writing I felt was on the wall the minute we seen Age of Extinction. And again, letting Michael Bay go to the helm. Another writer was in, and let's give everyone like a revamp. Let's revamp it. The robot designs looked lazy. They tried to make them look realistic facials, and they didn't give like screen time enough. This is a killer for me, and I think G1 fans are going to agree with me on this. You've now got Frank Welker, finally, as Megatron or Galvatron in these two movies. Finally. He was in Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon as Soundwave, and I think he was Devastator, I can't remember. But of course, Hugo Weaving was Megatron. Now, the problem I have with those two movies is you've finally got the iconic voices of Optimus Prime and Megatron. In those, basically in those two movies, it's like 10 minutes. They've got 4.5 hours of these movies run it, and these characters are on screen together for 10 minutes. They clearly had no idea what they wanted to do for fan service or explain the story better. And instead what we got was a mishmash of things. It could be taken from the comics, not even from the TV series, but the writing panel they got in Paramount for this to start this cinematic universe really had no idea. They had no idea. And that's how I felt The Last Night didn't have a lot much going for it. As much as out of Age of Extinction and The Last Night, I prefer The Last Night. Because it had its serious tone. And like the funny elements were more Bumblebee, as much as I hate to say it. Bumblebee had some of the best moments. But once again, I think with everything building up, nothing changing the formula, Michael Bay still doing the same things beat for beat with annoying characters, making sure that it's got to have this type of character in the movie. It has to have this type of character for this, and it lost interest. And Last Night did make money, but it never made the money that Paramount were expecting. So, within the timeline of these 5 movies, let's look at the fact that Hasbro and Paramount done other ones. With Battleships, which was a colossal failure. You've got the My Little Pony series, which, give or take, that's all I'll say. It's aimed for children. And bronies, if you'd like. And I think they've done Trolls. But and G.I. Joe, of course. But the G.I. Joe movies were popcorn movies at best. Whereas, like, the Transformers ones were, you could say, exciting popcorn movies. Because you're interested. The G.I. Joe movies, I just didn't buy into. I just didn't enjoy them. And this is, again, where it's like, well, Hasbro and Paramount see two different things. They just sold the rights, make a movie. Go, make a movie. And instead of taking what worked in the cartoon, or even the comics, and I'll get to Marvel with this one, what worked on those, one movie took it and implemented it, and that was Dark of the Moon. And people say that's like one of the worst ones, and it's not. If you go back to season 1, you see so many iconic things and parts of the stories in that put in Dark of the Moon. And it works. It still works. Now, everyone's tried this universal, cinematic universe, like, let's call it that, okay? I still feel only one company's got it right, and that was Marvel. The big producer, Kevin Feige, that is in charge of the Marvel Cinematic Universe since Iron Man 1, has done so many movies. Now it's got to Avengers Infinity War. That's raked in a ton of money in total since Iron Man 1. $16 billion in that movie franchise. Bringing back Spider-Man from Sony Pictures and doing it right. You could see everything in the world, and taking stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy. I never heard of them at all in comic book universes. It's one of my favourite movies. This is what Marvel's done and made all of his fans appreciate the product. And they could have annoying characters or what, but see, the most thing is, and I just hit my microphone there, the most important thing is the writers get it. They get it. They've got the amount of stuff to work with is unbelievable. It is so unbelievable. You can take that and put that on the big screen, and it works. It's worked for 10 years. The Universal one kind of died straight away with The Mummy. And they wanted to do the movie universe with all the monsters, bring them all back from the 1920s, and first movie in, boom. And funnily enough, like I said, it was the writer that done Revenge of the Fallen and the original Transformers and Star Trek, the first two movies. Star Wars Cinematic Universe, it's a hit and miss. Kathleen Kennedy, whatever way you want to look at it. Star Wars kinda has kind of like the same boat, where Transformers, you've got stuff, right? You've got the Autobots, Decepticons, Unicron, Cybertron, and you can add stuff, right? And this is kind of like where Star Wars shared kind of the same thing, where it's Jedi, Sith, the hero characters, and X-Wings, TIE Fighters. Now, if you made a movie in Star Wars without any of those things, would you have known it's a Star Wars movie? And it's like, there's the fan service, we've got to bring it in. And that's how I feel the Star Wars Cinematic Universe is kind of failing as well, compared to Marvel. Because this is turning into quite a rant, and it is basically just how I felt, how I'm disappointed that the movies have now, looks like, come to an end. Of course, we've got the Bumblebee prequel, but that is now, looks like it's turning into Transformers 6. So, what's the future of the Transformers franchise? Nobody knows. Me personally, I would love to see it given to a new studio. Hasbro just take the rights, like they've done with the rights from Activision with the games, let it run out, give it to somebody else. Give it to some, like a studio that's more hungry to make a proper movie. And the fact that they can do it justice. Because we got into 5 movies with the story of Unicron's now going to come, and we'll never see it. Never say never, fair enough, but let's be honest here. We're not going to see it. And you look at like studios in the Marvel one, it gives James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy. Let him write it. The rest says itself with Guardians of the Galaxy. This is the stuff Transformers needs now. It needs a hungry director. It needs a hungry studio that will take the franchise to that next level. And let's not remember the stuff that really annoyed us as fans and like as critics as well throughout those 5 movies. We still have to wait and see Bumblebee with this new director on board. That could be the saving grace, you never know. But it also could mean it's too late. So it's one of those ones I thought I should put my own 2 cents in. I would like to do like more news reading stuff on like Transformer stuff, like toys and that. Not just have like this as constant toy reviews. And being a Transformers channel, why not do this? Because this was important to us as fans. We're not going to have the movies anymore. Just now, we could get them back. But till then, we've got them forever on Blu-ray or DVD or download. 1986 movie still beats them all. it still does it. How can a cartoon movie from nearly over 30 years ago still be more serious than 5 movies put together? It just shows you. And that's basically it, fans. I wish it gets sorted soon. I'd love to see Transformers back on the big screen. I'd love to see more time given to Optimus Prime Megatron with Peter Cullen and Frank Welker duking it out instead of just 10 minutes between 2 movies, which was disgraceful. And I think a lot of you will agree with me on that one. Let me know in the comment section below how you felt, or if anything you'd love to see different. I'd love to hear from you guys. Comments mean so much in the videos. Like I said, this is going to be something different I want to keep doing. Like a wee bit of news added in with the reviews of the toys and stuff. That said, I've got toys boxed, sealed, ready to open for reviews. I want to try and get a review done soon. For the 50 sub goal, I will be doing a G1 reissue unboxing. I haven't decided what one yet, but I've got quite a good few ones I think you will enjoy. So remember, like I said, hit that subscription button and that bell. And until next time, guys, till all are one. As always, guys, thank you. I hope you really enjoyed the video. As always, like and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Allspark Reviews, and now you can follow Allspark Reviews on Twitter at AllsparkYT. And of course, you can follow myself on Twitch at Optimus85. Just type that in the search engine at the top. Also, a massive thank you once again to Cybertronic Spree for their amazing track, Cybertronic Warrior. I really do hope you guys check them out and give them much support and much love. One of the most fantastic bands I've ever heard and do amazing covers. So please check them out right here on YouTube, Twitter and Facebook. And as always, guys, till all are one.